Welcome to all of you. We are going to talk about the natural disasters and its management, part 2. In the part 2, we shall study about the cyclones, droughts, and volcanic eruptions. As we know that in part 1, we have studied in details about the earthquakes and floods. So let us begin. What is cyclone? It is any large scale mass that rotates around a strong center of low atmospheric pressures. In this case, or in case of cyclone, the air moves inward and upward, forming a spiral winds. Cyclone is definitely a broad term for any rotating storm system. It includes several types of storms depending upon where and how they form. These are very important line. Depending upon where and how they forms, the types of cyclone depends. So what are the different types of cyclones? The first one is tropical cyclones. Cyclones. It forms over one tropical oceans. The second is the extratropical cyclones. It is also called as temperate cyclones, formed in temperate zones. The third one is the polar cyclones, form over the polar region near the Arctic and Antarctic. And fourth one is the mesocyclones, formed within severe thunderstorms. So we shall discuss somewhat in details about the tropical cyclone. Actually, it's what is the primary characteristics of this tropical cyclone? The primary characteristics of these events are their deadly combinations. These are very important things. Deadly combination of high winds, heavy rainfalls, and coastal storm surges. These cyclones, with maximum sustained surface winds of less than 39 miles per hour, are called the tropical depressions. Once attaining sustained winds at least 39 miles per hour or mil per hour, they are typically called as tropical storms. But if winds reach 75 miles per hour or 119 kilometers per hour, the storms are called by different names in various regions. What are the various names? What are the different names and different regions? We can see the cyclone, the tropical cyclone can be called as hurricane when it occurs in North Atlantic Ocean, Northeast Pacific Ocean, and the tropical cyclone can be called as typhoon, Northwest Pacific Ocean. And when it occurs in Indian Ocean and South Pacific Ocean, then it is called as tropical cyclone is called as cyclone. So what are the various effects of cyclones? Definitely, the cyclones have destructive impacts on both life and property. So on human and property, we can see what is going to happen due to the cyclones. Loss of life and injuries due to strong winds, flying debris, buildings are going to collapse. Destruction of houses, roads, and communications lines also takes place. Power outages and disruption of essential services are going to suffer. So the impact on the environment we can see heavy rainfall leading to flooding in coastal and low-lying areas. A storm surges, that is rise of sea level, water level, causing coastal erosion and saltwater intrusion in the farmland. Destruction of vegetation and loss of wildlife habitat also takes place. This comes under the impact on the environment. It also influences the economy. It damage to agriculture, fisheries, and livestock. Interruption of transport and trade. High cost of rehabilitation and reconstructions. This also going to have an impact on the economy. So next we can see how we can control and manage these cyclones. Now, definitely cyclones cannot be prevented, but their impacts can be reduced through preparedness and mitigations. What are the preparedness and mitigations we can see? The first one is the forecasting and early warning. So how we can go for the forecasting or early warning? We can see use of satellites, radar and weather station to monitor and predict cyclones. Cyclone tracking is done through INSAT satellite and cyclone detection radars. Early warning systems to alert coastal population people. Warnings are issued to ports, fisheries and aviation departments. And the Indian Meteorological Department is taking responsibility or is responsible for cyclone tracking. What are the preparedness measures we can adopt? Evacuation plans for people in coastal areas, cyclone shelters constructed in vulnerable regions, public awareness and disaster management trainings are also needed. So this comes from the preparedness measures. Structural measures, what we can do or what we can take, stronger buildings with wind-resistant designs, coastal embankments and mangrove plantation to reduce storm surge impact. Post-cyclone measures are also needed in case of control and management of cyclones. Relief and rescue operations, medical aid, food and drinking water supplies are required. Rehabilitation and rebuilding of affected communities. So these are the control and management of cyclones. So next, natural disasters, we can see here the droughts. Drought is an insidious, without being noticed, natural hazards that results from a departure of precipitation. You remember it, departure of precipitation from expected or normal that is insufficient to meet the demands of human, plant and animal activities. These are the major disasters around the world that cause food shortage and famine. So what are the causes of droughts? What are the reasons? Droughts occur due to combination of natural and human induced factors. That means both are responsible. Nature and humans both are responsible for the droughts. So what are the natural causes? Low or irregular rainfall. That means prolonged dry weather or failure of monsoon rains leads to less water in rivers, reservoirs and soil. High temperature and evaporations also cause the droughts. Hot and dry condition cause rapid evaporation, reducing soil and surface moisture. Deforestation is also the regions of the natural causes or the regions of the droughts, because trees helps to retain soil moisture and influence local rainfall. Whenever we are going to cut the trees, it reduces the rainfall and increases dryness. Climate change is also one of the causes of the droughts. Rising global temperature or global warming disturb natural rainfall patterns. That means hydrologic cycles are going to be disturbed, increasing the frequency and intensity of droughts. What are the human causes of the droughts? Overuse of water resources, excessive irrigations, groundwater extractions, and industrial use reduce available water. Poor water management also comes under the human causes. Lack of reservoir storage or proper irrigation system leads to water shortage during dry periods. Urbanization and population growth is also one of the causes of the droughts. Increased demand of water puts a stress on limited resources. Whatever the sources are there, resources are there, the urbanization and population growth puts the stresses on the limited resources. So what are the effects of the droughts? Droughts have definitely have serious impacts, severe impacts on environment, economy, and society. As far as the environmental effects are concerned, drying of rivers, lakes, and reservoirs takes place. Loss of vegetation and wildlife habitats are going to be disturbed. Soil erosion and desertifications also takes place. Economic effects we can see here: crop failure and reduced agriculture yield. Loss of livestock due to shortage of water and fodder. Fodder and water going to have impact on the livestock. Decline in rural income and increased poverty. Shortage of drinking water for people and industries. So this comes under the economic effects due to the droughts. What are the social effects? People are going to migrate from rural to urban areas. Health problems due to poor nutrition and lack of clear water. So health problems comes under the social effects. Conflicts over sharing of water resources. This conflict may also occur during sharing of water, we can say sharing of water resources like rivers. So how we can control and manage the droughts? Droughts cannot be stopped, but their effects can be minimized through proper planning and management. So we can go for the two measures, short-term measures and long-term measures for the control and management of the droughts. The first one is the water limiting. We can limit the water. That means restricting the use of water during drought periods. Relief programs providing drinking water, food, and water to affected people and animals. Drought forecasting and early warning systems are required. That means using meteorological data to predict drought condition in advance. This comes under the short-term measures. The long-term measures we can see afforestation and watershed management, planting trees and managing drainage basins to conserve soil and water. Rainwater harvesting also comes under the long-term measures for the droughts, collecting and storing rainwater for using dry periods. Efficient irrigation practices, that means for to save the water, to protect the water, or to conserve the water, using drip or sprinkle irrigations to minimize the water loss. So these practices can be adopted, drip irrigation or sprinkle irrigations. Construction of dams and reservoirs can help in the drought situation, storing water during any season for later use. Drought resistance crops can also be utilized, growing crops like that require less water, that millets, pulses. So in that case, we should go for the drought resistant crops. Public awareness and educations are also required, promoting the importance of water conservation among the people. Wastewater generated from the industries can be recycled and reused, especially grey water from households in urban areas, and industrial wastewater can be recycled and reused in the plant itself. So this comes under the long-term measures to control the drought. Next, we can see the third one, natural disaster, is the volcanic eruptions. What is volcanic eruption? It is a natural event in which magma is nothing but it is a molten rock, ash and gases are expelled from the deep within the earth to its surface, that means ground surface, through an opening. That opening is called a volcano. Volcanoes are usually found at tectonic plate boundaries where plates either collide or move apart. So what is going to happen? The molten rock inside the earth is called as magma. When it reaches to the surface, that is called a lava. So what are the causes of volcanic eruptions? Volcanic eruptions are mainly caused by the movement of tectonic plates and the pressure buildup of magma beneath the earth crust. So due to the pressure, it comes on the ground surface. So what are the first one we can see? The tectonic causes. Tectonic causes the movement of tectonic plates. That means the earth crust is, as we know, the earth crust is divided into plates. When these plates collide or separate or slide, magma finds a way to rise to the surface. This is the regions when it is going to collide or separate or slide, right? So the pressure built up try to come on the earth's surface. So we can see the two things are there, convergent boundaries. When plates collide, one plate goes under the another. That is also called as subduction, causing magma to form and rise. Divergent boundaries, that means when plates move apart, magma rise to fill the gap. The crustal weakness is also comes under the tectonic causes. Weak zones or cracks in the crust allow magma to escape more easily. So the next we can see the causes of volcanic eruptions. High temperature and pressure inside the earth. Deep inside the earth, that inside as we go at the deeper below the ground surface in the earth, Rocks melt due to high temperature and pressure, forming magma. As gases expand in the magma chamber, pressure builds up until it forces magma out violently. That means this is the region of the volcanic eruptions. What are the other causes of the volcanic eruption? Earthquakes and ground movements. Sometimes earthquakes trigger volcanic activity by creating new pathways for magma. Hot spots, some volcanoes like those in Hawaii. Hawaii is the group of islands located in Central Pacific Ocean. It is the 50th state of the United States of America. So what is the hot spots? Some volcanoes form in the middle of tectonic plates due to hot spots, areas where heat from the Earth's core melts the crust. So what are the effects of volcanic eruptions? Volcanics, Volcanoes have both destructive and beneficial effects. So both things are there. The first, we can see what are the various destructive effects due to the volcanoes. Loss of life and property. When lava flows, ash and pyroclastic materials can destroy the village, crops and infrastructures. Health hazards is also going to take place. Volcanic gas and gases, example sulfur dioxide, can cause respiratory problems and contaminate the water supplies. So under the destructive effects, we can also see the effects of volcanic eruption. The air pollution, the eruption is also going to have air pollution. For example, you can see volcanic gas and gases like sulfur dioxide pollute the atmosphere and reduce air qualities. Climate is going to be affected by the volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruptions release gases and ash into the atmosphere, which can lead to the temporary cooling due to sulfate aerosol present in the eruption, or warming from the CO2 emissions. Landslide and blood flow is also there. This is also one of the destructive effect. Ash mixed with rainwater can cause deadly mud flows. Landscape formations, that means creates mountains, plateaus, islands, and other geological features. So these are the destructive effects of the volcanic eruption. Disruption of air travel also takes place. Ash clouds can damage aircraft engines and lead to flight cancellation. Displacement. Communities near the active volcanoes points may need to evacuate, leading to temporary or permanent relocations. Destruction of infrastructure is also possible. Eruptions can damage roads, bridges, buildings, disrupting economies. Ultimately, it is going to disrupt the economies of a particular country. So what are the beneficial effects due to the volcanic eruptions? We can see soil fertility is going to improve because volcanic ash enriches soil with minerals, promoting agricultural productivity. Geothermal energy, heat from volcanic regions can be used to generate electricity. Formation of new land is also going to take place. Due to the volcanic eruptions, lava flows can create new islands or expand existing land areas. Tourism and research, volcanic sites attract tourists, generating revenue for local communities. And this also provides the scientific knowledge about the earth interiors. The researcher can also carry out research about the earth interiors. So resource availability provides valuable minerals like sulfur, pumice, and basalt for industrial use. So this comes from the beneficial use or the benefits from the volcanic eruptions. So next we can see how we can control or manage the volcanic eruptions. See, these volcanic eruptions cannot be prevented, but their impacts can be reduced through careful monitoring and preparedness. So what are the preparedness and monitoring? The first we can see prediction and monitoring. The seismic monitoring, that means detecting small earthquakes by using the instrument seismographs that precede volcanic eruptions can help to predict volcanic activity. Gas emission measurements, changes in gas like sulfur dioxide, escaping from volcano can indicate rising magma. So by this gas emission measurement, we can identify there is a chance of rising magma. That means at that particular location, volcanic eruption may take place. Ground deformation studies, satellite and GPS instruments can detect swelling of the volcano, signaling pressure buildup. So because as you know, when the pressure buildup is going to take place in the magma, it tries to come out on the ground surface in the form of a volcanic eruption. So thermal imaging, that means satellite-based thermal monitoring, can identify temperature changes in and around the volcanoes, providing critical data for prediction. So temperature change can also help in the prediction. We can see how we can get the signal for about the pressure buildup, right? We can how we can find out the whether magma is rising or not by gas emission measurements. So prediction and monitoring can also help in the control and management of volcanic eruption. So next is the preparedness and mitigation. Hazard zonation maps should be prepared. That means identify areas most at risk to control development and guide evacuation plans. Evacuation plans and public education. That means we should provide training to the local people and to establish early warning system for saving the life of the people. Engineering measurements means diversion channels or barriers can redirect lava flows in some cases because lava also comes out on the surface. Emergency reliefs, we should provide peak supply of food, water, shelter, and medical aid after eruptions. In this topic, we talk about the cyclone, droughts, and volcanic eruption in details. Thanks to all of you.